All right, so the Steampunk Deku is a little bit better than I feel like I originally gave him credit for. I tested him a little bit in PvP and I was like, okay, he's halfway decent here. He's not that bad. And then when I tried him out in Climax battle, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's insane. He's really, really good, which is like no surprise. We all knew that was going to happen. They do this every time they release like a new Climax battle and a new character at the same time. That new character makes that Climax battle significantly easier. So he is really, really good in Climax battle. And today we're going to be trying him out in both Ultra Arena and Climax battle. Ultra Arena first, then we'll move over to the Climax battle. I am going to be trying a different team than what I've tried in my previous Climax battle videos, so you guys will hopefully be able to use that and help you to maybe potentially clear double S difficulty. I haven't actually tried it yet. I put together the team, but I haven't tried it to see if it works in double S difficulty of Climax battle, so hopefully we can beat All Might with this team. I feel like just having Deku though makes it a whole lot easier, so we will of course test that out and see, but I feel like it'll probably go pretty well. But with that said, let's go ahead and head over to Ultra Arena. We have a secret battle right off the bat, so of course I'm going to have to go ahead and start with that. You can see my team here. I do have speed memories on the team. I'm running Compress and Yayurozu to give speed, and Deku does not really have any speed, so hopefully we're faster than the enemy team. There's a very good chance we're not though, so keep that in mind. Hopefully the stacking will help us out a little bit. As for HP, power, and speed, you can see his advanced leveling is not anywhere near done. And then for the ability board, I got it a ways. I'm up to board 11 on him, which I would say is fairly decent considering how much stamina I had and the ×5 drop rates. I will have to wait till this upcoming weekend for more ×5 drop rates, and maybe I'll do like a second showcase for him when I actually get him completely done with his ability board. But for right now, I feel like that's not terrible. We'll be able to see most of what he can do. You can see his peace route right there is completely done, and then DX route nothing because I only got the one copy of him from Pity, unfortunately. In case you don't remember what he does, his plus ultra move is a single target attack that deals 700% damage, and it cancels 3 temporary buffs of an opponent, which is good. It also increases the plus ultra move skill impact by 10% each time you use it, and that is stackable. That is really, really good for Climax battle. His action skill 1 is Detroit Smash. It is another single target attack. It does 375% damage, and this one is interesting because it increases the plus ultra gauge of all allies by 20%, and it increases their plus ultra move skill impact by 40% for 4 turns. That's actually insanely good utility right there, helping your allies hit harder on their plus ultras, as long as the enemy does not have barriers or is evading. And then action skill 2, St. Louis Smash, deals 350% damage to a single opponent and decreases their skill impact by 40% for 3 turns, meaning they hit you less hard, and it gives him the ability to make a last stand 1 time, which is okay. Cooldown time of 4 on both of those, decent cooldowns. His auto skill 1 gives him piercing shot and immunity to max HP down, so he can stack his max HP up, and then also Yayurozu gives max HP up as well, who we're running her on this team with, so it works out pretty well, and increases characters plus ultra effect by 70%. So from my understanding, when it says plus ultra effect, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that has to do with damage. Increases his damage by 70%, which is good. Auto skill 2, fast learner. If character does not initiate a critical attack 1 time, reduces character's cooldown time by 1, so 3 turn cooldowns if he doesn't do a critical attack. Increases power by 5%, which is stackable, and skill impact by 5%, which is stackable. This right here is what makes him so freaking good for the current Climax battle, because you can't hit crits. And then when character receives 1 non-critical attack, increases character's max HP by 5%, up to 20 times, and increases defense by 2%, up to 20 times. So if you can keep him alive, he's going to have a lot of HP and a lot of defense by the end of whether you're talking about Climax battle or PvP, right? So he can become very, very good over time. And that seems to be the theme with both Bakugo and Deku. They're kind of like stacking units, which is interesting, you know, because so far we haven't really had any content in the game where stacking units come in handy, but I guess we'll see how it ends up working out. We'll take on a couple of PvP matches here and see how he does. Okay, so this is going to be an annoying team, I can already tell you. I don't think they'll be faster, but they're going to have barriers. They're going to have 2 stuns, AoE stuns, 2 turn stuns from Night Eye, which is freaking annoying. I think we're going to actually go like this. Yeah, we're going to go like this. The reason I'm going like this is so that if Yayurozu doesn't get bound, she can unbind whoever gets, or unstun whoever gets stunned. Sorry, not bound. Maybe Compressed will get a bind too if we're lucky. Okay, we did get 1 bind, but not on either of the stun characters. We do have evasion for the first stun, but here's the stun that's going to suck. Nobody got bound, or stunned actually. We resisted it, so we take that. That's actually really, really big. Okay, I think we can kill Night Eye here, pretty close. Depends on how much damage Deku will do here. 16,000, not a crit, but we do have evasion. Alright, we are good. Night Eye should be able to die this next turn. We have all of our plus ultras coming up. Deku will do his AoE, but it will only hit compress, so we're okay. And goodbye, Night Eye. Okay, this was not the best team that we're going against, so I'm kind of glad this was kind of an easier team for a secret battle, but we'll take it. His plus ultra. And ×3 speed there. We'll try to slow it down and do it once without the ×3 speed when we get it. From here, okay, I think I should be able to get all my plus ultras back if I use this skill 1 right here and get that fairly quickly, so that's what I'm gonna attempt to do here. Go for the bind. Okay, pretty good damage, 34,000 without a crit, and each time he doesn't hit a crit, remember, he's getting extra stats, I believe. Or is it every time he gets hit? It might be every time he gets hit by not a crit. I think it was the other way around. Every time he gets hit by something that's not a crit. Okay. Yes. I wish you could check auto skills in the game. It'd be really nice if you could do that when you're in the match, but that's okay. If we take a look at the stats, actually, though, we can kind of see what's going on with him. So he has defense up for 2 turns. He has plus ultra move skill impact up, last stand, damage taken restored, max HP up by a bunch, plus ultra move skill impact up, status element nullification ×2, stun resist, bind resist, plus ultra move impact up, defense up, critical resist up, speed up, plus ultra effect up. That's the by 70%. So that means decreases the amount of plus ultra gauge consumed when using plus ultra moves. Okay, that's what it actually does. It doesn't do the damage. Okay, so I was wrong. Plus ultra effect up decreases the amount of plus ultra gauge consumed, so you can just plus ultra all the time with this guy, apparently, is the goal here. Let's go ahead and just do that, actually. Let's see how that works out. See, I don't see it being super useful in PvP. Unfortunately, because it kind of messes up your skill chains, but we'll see. We can go like this, we'll go like this, and this should kill her. We did get paralyzed, so we weren't able to use this plus ultra right there, but that's fine. And at this point, we pretty much won. I was just kind of testing things out. Let's go ahead and slow it down. We'll watch his plus ultra all the way through this time. Alright, we can skip hers. 63,000. Hopefully compressed doesn't kill. We'll see. I don't think he does. I don't think he kills. No, we're good. Okay, and we get to watch Deku's plus ultra here all the way through. So when I first saw this plus ultra, like, this part's all good, but it's the outro part that's kind of like, what's happening here? Okay, maybe it's not that. It's the end part right here for the outro with, like, when you win. Yeah, him gripping the pipe like that. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird. That part's kind of weird to me, but that's fine. So Deku, at least he's like simple enough, I feel like, to use in PvP. Like, he's not as complicated as Bakugo with his Nitro and having to skip plus ultras and stuff like that. But at the same time, Deku getting back his plus ultra so often, like, it's tempting to want to use it like I did right there, but you probably shouldn't, and you should just stick with your normal skill chains so it doesn't mess you up. But yeah, let's take on a couple more matches. And if we take a look at damage right here, you can see that Deku did do the most damage, 277,000, as opposed to around the 120 that the other two did, so he did really well right there. Now we're going to take on what I would consider to be a more meta team. They have a much higher BP than me. My BP is so low though because I do, of course, only have a level 100 Deku and a level 100 Aizawa on my team, so we'll see how this goes. But they're running Yayurozu, Celebration Bakugo, and Celebration Uraraka on the main slots, and then they have Celebration Todoroki as a sub, as well as Fantasy Sue. So hopefully this will go alright. And I know I'm not really running Deku's memory here. Maybe I'll try to run his new anniversary memory in the Climax battle, I think that's what I'll try to do. But yeah, for right now, this I feel like is still one of the better options team-wise to be able to run this Deku on. The biggest problem here is going to be speed, and I do think they're going to be faster than us, so we'll see. And if the enemy team is ever faster than you, it's just kind of, it's rough when you're on attack and the enemy team's faster than you because they get all the status elements and stuff, and it just generally doesn't work out very well for you. Let's see who we are faster though. Okay, we'll take that. That means I can go ahead and buff Deku, and we're going to want to get Bakugo first. And I'm using skill 2 first because that is going to decrease their skill impact so they don't hit us as hard and give us last stand. And then also I want to use skill 1 second to increase my plus ultra gauge later, but specifically to increase my plus ultra move skill impact later by 40% because that lasts for 4 turns. That way hopefully I can get that double stacked up eventually on the second plus ultra if my math is right, the way that works out. So yeah, okay, here we go. Ooh, beautiful bind. Okay, got 2 of them down. She could only get 1 of them out. He, of course, ignores evasion, so evasion is useless against him. But that's not a big deal. Just having Uraraka bound throws off their skill chains massively. Makes this much, much easier for us. Compress is kind of the GOAT. Without Compress makes these teams look good. Without Compress, it doesn't look nearly as good, okay? No matter, like, who you're running on the team. Compress is technically MVP all the time. Now we'll go ahead and plus ultra with everybody. And hopefully, yeah, nobody's going to get stunned because she'll use skill 1, so we're good. Oh, nope. Okay, she used skill 2. Whatever, we're fine. Alright, and he should die right here to this next attack because he had last stands. Oh, okay, maybe not. There we go. 2 last stands for Yayurozu. I thought we would get him with the first plus ultra. And who do we want to... I guess we'll go after Todoroki because we don't want to deal with his barriers, right? So that's what we'll do. And we'll go for our skill 1 here. Skill 1 does a little bit more damage than skill 2 from what I can tell. I feel like we don't hit crits too often with Deku though. But we are also not running crit memories or anything to increase crits, so keep that in mind too. Alright, there we go. Now we got all of our plus ultra. So this time it worked out the way I thought it would, where now we got our plus ultra turn a little bit quicker. So we can use all these plus ultras here and hopefully do some good damage. They are going to have a barrier. They are going to have some healing, so we'll see. Alright, that's 1 barrier gone. And he's bound. Okay, and this should kill. Boom. There we go. 80,000 from him, actually. Pretty good damage. It'd be nice if my Deku was a little bit faster. Maybe as I level him up, he'll get faster than the other 2, maybe? And then I can go ahead and pierce earlier, and then we don't have to worry about barriers as much. But we'll see. I could get my plus ultra right back with Deku. Like, look at his plus ultra gauge. That's insane, right? And it stacks and gets stronger as you go, too. But you hit a damage cap eventually of 99,999, so I don't really see a ton of point in the stacking. That's the thing. Like, maybe on long-form content, if it's about to come out, maybe they just weren't ready for the anniversary by Copium. But if it does come out, right, if we eventually get long-form content, this Deku is going to be goated. If I had a way to get... like Yayurozu here, increase your plus ultra gauge 30% faster. That's one of the EX skills you can get. I feel like I could be getting plus ultras on all 3 of these characters, like back to back to back, which could be insanely good. For now, we're going to go ahead and just continue this way. $50-something thousand right there, not bad for a skill. All right, Deku, don't die to this. Okay, he's fine actually. He's doing pretty good. He's got all that extra health and stuff going on for him, so that helps out a lot. All right, we'll go ahead and do all of our plus ultras. Okay, she got stunned. Hopefully it's not a big deal. We'll see. Deku pop off. Okay, good damage. Let's go! Okay, remember, this is one of like the most meta teams too that we're taking on, so just keep that in mind. We're gonna go... oh, we're gonna give him a last stand. Yeah, we're giving him a last stand. Okay. Yes, because Sue could hurt. Alright, good. Okay. Maybe I should have hit him. He'll probably die right here to Yayurozu. It's okay though, he got us pretty far. He got us pretty far against like one of the, I would argue, in the more meta teams. So I'm actually kind of impressed that it went that well. I think it could have gone a lot worse if we ended up, you know, not having the speed advantage. So luckily we did have the speed advantage, and I think that made all the difference. Alright, now we just need to kill them, and it's going to be annoying because of all the healing. Yes. Last stands. Draw aggro, skill seal, beautiful. And she should die. There we go. Now we just have to kill Sue. So, easy peasy. Not a perfect, but still, we should be able to see Deku's damage at the end of this. It was probably pretty good damage, I imagine. But we'll take a look and see what his damage looked like after this match. Let's freaking go. Okay, he is, I will honestly say, he is impressing me so far. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So there is Deku's damage, 460,000 damage. I think that's pretty decent. I still think maybe faux 100% Deku is like the better filler character on the main slot here. to run with Compress and Yayorozu, but like if you don't have Foe 100%, this is maybe a decent option, honestly. So keep that in mind. This new Steampunk Deku is not terrible. We are going to end this off with one different type of team. This one has the Summer Nijire, it has the Fantasy Aizawa and Yayorozu. This can be another annoying type of team. I wouldn't call this one necessarily meta, but they have some annoying characters on their team. So hopefully we'll actually get a little bit of a challenge here, and we'll see how this goes. So who do I want to go after first? Probably Nijire, just because she's annoying, but at the same time, I don't know, Aizawa. They're both really annoying characters. This is the hard thing. They got to make you choose between who's more annoying to you, really. Actually, I'm gonna go like this. Yeah, reduce her skill impact. Yes, okay, we go like that. The reason I did that is in case Aizawa happens to seal somebody. I don't think he will because we have evasion, but you know, just in case. Yeah, we're good. I wanted to be able to nullify that with Yayorozu if it came down to it. Okay, that looks good. Let's see how much Deku does. He is type advantaged. 24,000, pretty decent damage. Actually, that's one thing about this Deku. The type that he is actually decent for taking on Summer Nijires, so maybe they won't be as useful as they have been. Do all of our plus ultras here. Deku is 6th, man. He is so slow. Okay, we got first and second though. So there's one. Let's hope we bind. Nope, they're gonna get the evasion, which is annoying. Alright, so Deku gets hit. Deku is kind of our tank and DPS here though. The problem is he doesn't really tank super well until he's able to stack. So I feel like if he had a little bit more health from his ability board, maybe I could get him to be a little bit better there. But yeah, not the best. So I am going to stop right there. Okay, we've seen 2 wins. We've also seen him get destroyed, so he needs a little bit more time to stack. If you guys know any other teams, better teams that you think we should be running him on, let me know. I'll try them out. I'll do a video on it. But for now, I'm happy with that showcase. I'm happy with seeing how he looked in PvP. He did decent damage. He did better than I thought he would initially do. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see him as a PvP character because he has no speed whatsoever, which is a big problem. I always saw him more as a Climax battle character. And so with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at how he looks in Climax battle. Alright, so this is the team I'm going to be using to take on double S difficulty of the new All Might Climax battle, and I specifically chose this team because the goal for me is to do it without using any limited characters besides Deku, okay? He's technically limited, but right now, this is when most people should be pulling. This is when most people should be able to get him, hopefully. Now, granted, I got him from pity, so I know it's definitely impossible to not get him in your summons, and I apologize if that happens, but hopefully this will give you kind of a place to start with general cool characters. Now, the one exception, or 2 exceptions here, that might be kind of difficult for you to get would be the Climax battle characters on the sub-slots with All For One and Redestro. You can probably replace Redestro with the limited New Year's Bakugo, and All For One, I don't really know, like it's Mina or All For One for removing buffs. You need one of those 2. So I don't really know who would be a great replacement. If you think you know, let us know in the comments. But with all that said, let's go ahead and hop in. I also had to swap the memories on Tokoyami and Mina really quickly. I just realized it before I got into the battle. So there you go. So you know they are swapped because that one needs to be equipped to a female type character, the one that is on Mina. All right, here we go. 1,600,000 health for All Might. There are 4 phases. The first 2 phases are pretty straightforward. Do damage, you do fine. The last 2 phases are the hard ones, where it gets a little bit challenging, and we'll talk about those when we get there. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves double attack, piercing shot. We're going to go ahead and give ourselves the healing here, and then we're going to go for the skill impact down on him. Alright, that also gave us last stands, which is nice. All Might gave himself a bunch of temporary buffs on turn 1 right there, so if we take a look, you can see all of those. We're going to go ahead and get rid of those with Mina. Okay, and now we got rid of a lot of his temporary buffs. I think he still had piercing shot, and he also gave himself some more right there when he attacks, so keep that in mind. Not much you can do about it, but it just helps to keep him from stacking up a ton of them. We'll do all of our plus ultras now. He does have skill impact down thanks to Deku, so we're not taking a ton of damage from him. We remove buffs right there with her. You also do the same thing with Deku. And we should have made it. Yep, we made it to the next phase. Having 2 Pierce characters will help do that. Now, our cooldowns are not the greatest with this type of team, so keep that in mind. But we should be able to... Let's go ahead and increase plus ultra gauge for these 2. 36,000. This is why this Deku is so good for this Climax battle, because even without having crits, he's hitting big numbers, right? We will use these 2 plus ultras right here. Alright, that did pretty good damage to Tokoyami. I'm getting a little bit nervous about him surviving. We'll see how this... Okay, good. He did not attack Tokoyami. We got lucky right there. Deku already has another plus ultra. Insane. We'll increase plus ultra gauge for everybody again. Heal. And last stands, right? Those help out. Okay, good. Use all of our... Do we want to use plus ultras here, or do we want to save them? We might want to save... he doesn't really have anything stacked up. Yeah, we're going to save those for when they get pushed out. Hopefully they'll get rotated back in with their plus ultras up. So we are going to save those. Okay, now we're into the next phase here after this. Deku's stacking up his defense and stuff like that, so he's not taking much damage. Those 2 get knocked out. Deku stays in, which was our goal. And now we have All For One and Redestro. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start by canceling 2 of the opponent's temporary buffs. And if we take a look at All Might, you can see he has 2. And we'll go ahead and draw aggro. And we'll go ahead and get plus ultra gauge up. Remove those. 70,000 damage with a skill, which is insane. Good defense from Redestro. Alright, and we'll do the same thing again. Deku getting his skills lowered is insane, right? Like this. And we should have plus ultras with everyone this next turn coming up, hopefully. Alright, and we want to get rid of his temporary buffs here, so we're going to go ahead and do all of our plus ultras. Everybody's alive, so we're good on that. Remove buffs. Defense down. 86,000, great damage. 99,000, really good stuff from our team right here. Okay, and we'll go ahead and do all of these to try and give ourselves plus ultras again. Remove buffs. Defense. And plus ultra gauge up for everybody. Alright, and we are into the final phase. We do have 2 plus ultras here we can use, so we'll go ahead and use those right away. Assuming nobody dies. Okay, which they didn't. Good, good, good. Big. And he has 6 stacks of the symbol left. So we need to get rid of his symbol stacks to be able to kill him. Alright, now we'll go ahead and we will... Yep, let's remove buffs. Let's go like this, give defense, and give him more plus ultra gauge. $94,000, great damage. Alright, we should have, yep, we have 2 plus ultras there, so we'll go ahead and use those, assuming they don't get taken away. Redestro's fine, he's a champ. Remove buffs. Do it again. And we need 4 more plus ultras total, so we'll go like this. And we'll go like this. Alright, that's a lot of plus ultra gauge raise right there. He might kill... Nope. Okay, didn't kill anyone. We're good. He did not kill Redestro, so that's another plus ultra. Alright, and we got these 2 plus ultras here. Redestro. All For One is going first, so that's good. We'll be able to remove buffs before he does his plus ultra. Okay, that's beautiful. It's fine. Not a big deal that he died. Alright, and we can do these. Max HP up, damage down. Plus ultra gauge up for everybody. He attacks Redestro. Tokoyami gets to hit. And we need 1 more plus ultra. And we do have it. So we'll go ahead and try to do that here. And these other moves don't really matter. They just give us plus ultra gauge. Oh, we're really close. We're really close right here. Yo. Okay, we might lose. Okay, nope, we're good. We good. We got it. We got it. Let's go. And there we go. Ooh, that was close, but all pretty much general pool Climax battle characters with the exception of Deku right there. Maybe in the future I'll do another, like, a separate Climax battle video without Deku, with only general pool units. Maybe try to do it without Climax battle units. I don't know that that's possible. That'd be really difficult. But yeah, there you go. There's another team for you guys for Climax battle. So hopefully that helps you out, gives you a place to start. And that is Deku's showcase. Insanely good in Climax battle, right? Like one of the best characters for the All Might Climax battle. And then as far as PvP goes, I would say he's decent. He's like an okay option. If I were to place him maybe like B or A tier, like he's not insanely good, but he's not terrible, okay? But let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button and hitting that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.